You look great.
He dressed for the
Let's talk
occasion.
about Apples Never Fall. Alison Brie is sublime.
She was fantastic in that, by the way, too. What a twist.
What
a
a
twist.
Don't say it. Don't.
Joel, these glasses that you're wearing reminds me of your character in The Bear. Television's The Bear.
What a great transition to something that I'm working on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Those are Tom Ford lenses. Thank you. No, yes, I wore glasses in that, and no one knew I was in it. It was great. They were like, I think I recognize that asshole, but he's playing a much more sophisticated one.
Very different kind of asshole than you normally play. Joel McHale
It's
is
usually jerky ex-boyfriend, but that was just dickhead chef.
So, how would you describe your character in Animal Control?
Very
Look at
similar.
this segue.
Look at the way that you did that. Did you just mention Crime Scene Kitchen?
So,
Just kidding. Thank you, one person. Thank you.
So Joel McHale is the executive producer and star of Animal Control, also the executive producer and host of Crime Scene Kitchen, both on Fox.
Raise your hand if you've seen it. Thank you, even if you're lying.
This is why we're here. We're here to spread the word.
That's exactly right.
We're heading into season 3 on both of those shows.
Yes, we are.
You
Yeah.
do have photos of Rupert Murdoch doing something.
They're not photos.
Were you at
It's video.
Were you at the wedding?
No. Whose wedding?
Rupert's.
No, I wasn't invited.
That 95-year-old just had another wedding.
He did?
Congratulations to that young whippersnapper.
I wasn't invited.
You were not invited.
Were you invited?
I was not either. So it's fine. It's fine. I think this is the one that's going to work. I feel like this is I feel like those two
How old
lovers.
is she?
I'm not sure, but either way, I think they're both they're really made for each other.
Like, if you
I'm
guys
excited.
can still do it, do it.
So literally. I think that was a lyric to a song too. That was a Wham
That's
song.
true. Yeah, that was Warrant, 1987.
So, Animal Control.
Animal Control on Fox.
Yes, indeed.
Next day on Hulu.
Heading into season 3, but we're talking about season 2 now.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have, as a matter of fact.
Thank
I
you.
do my homework. And I do feel like, in some ways, funny enough, this does feel like a show that is tailor-made for you. First off, it's, of course, set in Seattle, your hometown.
Yes. Go
Your character,
Seahawks.
Frank Shaw, is a Seahawks fan. It's,
Back to Sonics.
and the
Serial killers. With
Exactly.
well-read.
television's
Yes.
almost live.
Amazon, Microsoft,
Yes.
Starbucks. Almost live, yes.
Yes.
Nobody knows what that is.
That's where you got your start.
That is true. In the 90s, there's literally a museum piece. It's a museum that's coming out about that show.
Cute.
It's a locally produced sketch comedy show that was on in Seattle that bumped Saturday Night Live to 12:05, and it was the most popular thing for a while. And yeah, it's where Bill Nye got his start.
Yeah.
It's where I realized how dyslexic I was when I read teleprompter, and they were like, "Who's the dummy on camera?" And I'm like, "Oh, I can't read this. I don't work out, guys." That's why I went into the soup.
Which
Read
never
more prompter.
I was gonna say, which was a lot of prompter. The
Nah,
soup was all prompter.
Forever. All right, so
Great.
Animal Control.
Animal Control. Yes. So set in Seattle, but your character Frank Shaw, it's sort of there's a lot of you and him to some degree, in sort of his acerbic wit and all the
Yes.
things that we know as.
Aging acerbic wit.
Yes, but nonetheless, this was not a show that it was first created with you involved. So
Who
how
was
did-
first involved?
I don't think anyone was involved, but they
The
were
Matthew Lillard project?
perhaps.
Everything before me.
Perhaps. But how? Take us back to how you got involved in this.
Do you really want to know?
This is why we're here, Joel. This is why we're here.
The great Mr. Michael Thorne, who is in charge of scripted and unscripted at Fox, he was like, "Would you be interested in doing this?" And then Bob Fisher, who I've known for years, he was one of the writers and executive producers, and he said, "Would you be interested?" And then I knew Tad Quill, who's also one of these. There's a lot of executive producers. I worked briefly with him on The Great Indoors, which was 2000. That is a lie.
Was that Tad Quill in the audience? Tad, you here?
Tad, thank you. Thank you for remembering Stephen Fry, Christmas Blast. So I looked at it and was like, great. This sounds great. And I truly do love all sorts of animals. And they let me play around with them. And we have camels and bobcats and coyotes and raccoons. And so I was like, that sounds great. And I thought it would be a funny show, and people don't know that the entire thing takes place on a spaceship. We won't find that out until season 5.
That's a twist. That is a twist.
Yeah, it's like that 13th Floor movie. Remember that?
Yeah. You're inside the Space Needle, actually.
Yes.
And it's been blasted into space.
Yeah.
So it's still a microcosm of Seattle.
It's like, yeah, we're a human zoo.
Yes.
Switcheroo. See?
Look at that. This things just got deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so were you, because obviously in the years after Community, you did a couple of projects on the
The Great
side,
Indoors,
including
yes.
The Great Indoors.
Yeah.
But what were you looking for at that point?
Money.
When,
A lot of money. I had my eye, like one of those cold dip pools.
yeah.
Cold plunge. I wish more celebrities would post about
With
it.
a,
Who would have thought? For all this technology, just sit in cold water for 10 minutes.
Thanks.
Apparently, everything's great out there.
yeah, that's what the celebrities love.
Do you ever do the cold plunge?
I have not.
Never?
No. I'm not a celebrity, so.
How dare you? The lights are on you, you've got a microphone. You look like an executive anywhere right now in Hollywood with your casual dress. Looks great.
That's the look I'm looking for.
So anyway, no,
So you're looking for money, which is good.
No, I always look for, I always look for, it was either Oppenheimer or that, and so I went with that, and no, but I kind of, when I see it, I was like, oh, this seems like it would work, and then you kind of see what happens, and you kind of you never know. It's like surfing, where you're like, I caught this wave, maybe it'll crash me onto rocks, or I'll ride it all the way into shore and have a margarita. So we're getting a season 3 was on a network television show. People kept telling me how hard that is, and I'm like, I agree. And so it's great fun to make it. I think the stories are good, the jokes. I'm always extremely concerned about the jokes after learning from Dan Harmon that the joke rate should be high through every page and show. So that was my goal, and then we get to work with a sloth, and that's never happened.
Yeah. Did the sloth injure you at one point?
No, that sloth did. No, I mean the sloth was great. It worked great, very professional. I was supposed to fall off of a rock climbing wall, and a safety line burned my arm. So it was the fault of a piece of fishing line. So I sued them and won.
And that's why you're here today.
That's why I'm here. So that's how. And the cast is really funny. They're way funnier than I am, and so I absolutely encourage you to watch these guys. They're great. They're young, they're full of energy, they know their lines, it's crazy.
Well, and that's important, but also, and that's something that I really noticed in sort of seeing this ensemble gel. I mean, a good workplace
gel.
I did. I don't know why.
Gel?
I don't know why.
What the hell? What's going on?
It's late in the day. It's on
gel. Of all the words to butcher.
Gel.
All right. Yes.
It is. They gel. Your cast.
Variety is so fancy.
We are. We're the #1 trade publication. Did you know that, Joel?
You know what? I did know that. Thank you, fellow Variety
I like
readers.
that got our biggest applause of this
pretty
panel.
Shit. It's great.
We're going to be in the sizzle reel now for Variety.
Great. And just a lone podium set aside.
But this is a great
for
cast.
the in memoriam.
You have a great cast.
Yeah, we have a great cast. Yeah. It'd be weird to say the cast is great except for one person.
Which is usually true.
Yeah,
Which is not true.
Which was the case on Community, right?
Maybe. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired 10 years ago.
Exactly. It's 2009 all over again.
Bon Jovi had some hits, right? Yeah.
So did
Anybody here not know about Bon Jovi before the documentary? There's some young people in here like, I think I've heard of them.
They also have a Beach Boys doc, which I feel like that band may go places as well.
They're gonna do just fine.
Yeah.
You remember when John Bon Jovi made the transition from a hair metal look to grunge look?
And then they went country. Remember then they went country after that?
I don't remember that. I remember David Lee Roth went country as well.
Everyone eventually...
Name the band David Lee Roth was in, not anyone with gray hair. Again.
So...
How would you say Van Halen?
McHale.
Van Halen?
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
Van Halen.
One of me.
Which Van Halen are you? Are you Roth or are you Hagar? Are you Van Hagar?
Well, the original was pretty extraordinary, and then for Sammy Hagar to walk in there and come out with hit after hit is also, it's all unprecedented. So I'm a big fan of both.
And did they do Michael Anthony dirty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely did.
This panel has changed into a Van Halen tribute panel.
How much whiter can it get?
So
Even more so.
you were about to head out for season 3, correct?
Season 3, I leave in a week and a half, going back up to, we shoot in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Which I grew up in Seattle, and my mom is Canadian, and so growing up, I didn't know the difference between the cities. I was just like, you get in a car, you pass Bellingham, and then you're back in Seattle. So they're basically the same people, except Canada, you can get codeine in the ass.
Well, I think Vancouver playing Seattle is the most on-point thing that Vancouver has done in all of its production. It's like, yeah, I might as well just bend Vancouver.
They don't even change like any of the street signs or the kilometers per hour. They're like, probably there's some neighborhood in Seattle with kilometers per hour.
Probably,
Yeah.
it's like close enough. So what is it like for you to kind of be back shooting in that region and I guess be close to
I've never shot in that. Well, I shot the X-Files. Heard of that? Yeah. Eat it. And one of the greatest. And I haven't, well, actually I've shot quite, it's Georgia and Vancouver. And a little bit of Toronto for me, but I love it there. I love Vancouver. We shot in the winter, and everyone's like, "Sorry, it's the winter." I'm like, this is my habitat. This is how I grew up. We didn't have waterproof shoes. I come to LA, and people wearing scarves when it's 70, and I was like, "What's happening?"
So it seems like it's a fun summer experience for you. So you spend the summer in Vancouver shooting.
Yeah. What, are you trying to rub it in? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you're doing okay.
No, it's believe me, I'll find things to complain about.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, they don't have soda on set, which is a travesty. I know, it's ridiculous. Can you believe it? So I fixed that.
That is an executive producer right there. That is, you're earning that PGA credit right there.
I'll text with John Hamm, thank you, and I'll be like, babe, our show, Fargo and Animal Control are basically the same thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
Look the same. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Same quality, same awards.
Yes.
Yeah,
Same, all the same considerations.
So yeah, you got that.
Bored.
Anybody? I think this is the best panel of the day because Variety is the #1 publication in America.
Dude, it's the #1 publication in America?
I just upgraded Variety's status in America.
It passed New York
Most
Times?
read, it passed the New York Times, the
USA
Wall Street
Today?
Journals. We are by far #1. We're doing okay.
This is wonderful.
So what can you tell me about season 3 as you head back in? When
Everybody dies. It's like the end of Hamlet.
You are turning into a drama, a new half-hour drama.
We said it was drama. We all moved to Staten Island to become vampires, and it is quite a turn.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
That's the What Was in the Shadows panel after this, and one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, you work with a lot of animals, and I mean that cat. How about them?
The first episode, there is a zoo break. All the animals in the zoo are loose, and so us being animal control officers have to go get them. And that's what happens. Now, I didn't get quiet about that. That happens. It's happened before.
They're worried about the animals. They're really worried about what Joe McHale's going to do to the animals. You joke about loving animals, but you do work now with a lot of animals. What is that like?
It's great. I have 3 dogs that I work with at home every day, and a rabbit named Junior Joey. No joke. But I really like the sloth. Was possibly the most terrifying and wonderful animal I've worked with because its eyes are all black but have a sheen. There's no pupil. It just looks at you like you're looking into an abyss of space. And then it has fangs, gigantic fangs, and velociraptor-like claws. And then the guy was like, hey, if you respect it, it will respect you. And we did. We respected each other. We slept with each other. It was very
so you gotta show who's boss.
Yeah, it's great. I think this year we have a camel, there's giraffes. Yeah, it's good times.
Yeah, so that's kind of unlike anything you've done, right? Or what's that experience like?
How dare you? I hosted that show, Discovery, for years. Yeah, no, it's great.
What was the name of that show?
Shark Week. Sharks, yeah. But no, it is different, and working with animals is like it's like a whole other day starts when you work with the animals. So you have to be careful and safe and all that stuff. So it is a whole other factor, and I think is working.
Now, because
If you disagree with me, I'll challenge you.
Exactly. You like to work. You like a paycheck. You like a good paycheck. So you're also
a real hermit. I turn down everything.
Exactly. Which is
watch House of Villains on E.
Exactly. That's one of like 4 shows that we can talk about. But you got Crime Scene Kitchen returning also for our 3rd season.
Yeah, Curtis Stone and Yolanda Gamp are back, and we just taped that, and I love being on that show because I eat like nobody's business. And,
yeah, is that a job hazard, or how much?
We do eat. I eat. Like I get in my microphone in my ear. They'll be like, "You don't have to eat it." I'm like, "Screw you! I'm eating it."
It's good. Yeah.
It's so good, and I love that. This season's great, and I can't wait for it to premiere whenever that is. And I gained 9 pounds, and I'm not kidding.
And you should be proud of that.
I am.
I believe both.
I'm on Ozempic right now. Just like the rest of Hollywood.
Just like the rest of this room. Oh, yeah. Who's on Ozempic? Raise your hand. Oh, we got someone. Yes. Both shows, I believe, are coming back in mid-season in spring 2025. So looking forward to that. But you mentioned, House of Villains. I believe there's a 2nd season that you also shot.
Coming out in October, I think. Yeah.
What else you got going on? What show
premieres I think it drops in a month or less than a month.
So are you saying you're in season 3?
No.
Did I just catch you in a line?
No, I play a Chateaubriand, so that's a steak. Beef tenderloin, everybody.
I'm French, I know.
Yes, I know. We were just yelling like felons.
What else you got? Looking forward to it. Because again, you have like 80 things that you're
like that's a lot.
It is a lot.
I was in the audience at the Tom Brady roast.
You did great.
That was
great.
More people. My parents are like, "Hey, we saw you," and I'm like, "I feel like you should see me in other things." What else? Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a good amount. That's a good amount. But most importantly, come back and watch Animal Control.
Watch Animal Control. You'll fall in love with it. Your kids will love the animals, and you'll love the slightly, adult jokes.
Well, in all seriousness, this show looks good on you, Joel. I feel like this,
Look at these glasses and this hair.
If you miss Community, if you miss Joel McHale and a good ensemble workplace comedy, then this is your jam. So check it out. It is on Hulu right now, streaming, and season 3 will be back on Fox. So looking forward to that.
And then next day on Hulu.
Indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I did.
Joel McHale.
I did.